Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now.
My name is Scott Stuccio. Good to have you on board, and my partner in crime here is Mr. Matt Trust. Welcome, sir. Good to see you. My name is Scott Stuccio, the play-by-play voice of your Hershey Bears, and we're joined by Matt Trust here. Let's welcome my co-host here and my partner in crime, Mr. Matt Trust. You're looking very fall-like here today. You know, it's almost playoff time, right?
Well, I think whenever the Philadelphia Flyers are a topic of conversation, I have to do the orange and black layout. I think it looks pretty on point.
Great job yesterday, by the way, and a lot to talk about. A great game for the Bears last night. A rematch with Providence coming up in just a little while.
Yeah, a rematch with Providence, and what a playoff atmosphere it was here at Giant Center last night. Great to come out on top, a nice 3-2 victory, a relentless opening 40 minutes especially, hung on in the third period. Let's do it again tonight.
I would love to see you do it again. Those are pretty much the top four, Matt, that you picked out, and a lot of people have really been singling out. And really, we got to congratulate Phoenix right there. He's been keeping in touch with us all along, and you can only wish good things for a guy like that.
Well, a tremendous kid, and he's in the right organization. When you look at the St. Louis Blues, who do they have in their front office but one of the best goaltenders in the world, and Martin Brodeur to work with?
Philadelphia. Let's come off the American Hockey League a little bit. I think the biggest topic in the National Hockey League is the play of Shane Gostisbehere. We did not really see him much with Lehigh Valley, and if the Phantoms were in the playoff spot or playoff running right now, that guy would be scary. But talk about Shane Gostisbehere, the ghost loose in Philadelphia.
Well, it was April of 2014 when Shane Gostisbehere for the first time debuted at the Wells Fargo Center, except he was representing Union College. He won a national championship, and it really foreshadowed the events to come and the success in the city of brotherly love. A 15-game point streak now. That's an NHL record among rookie defensemen in the National Hockey League, and the longest point streak by an NHL defenseman in about 20.
That by a factor of 1,000 between last night. That's how many video clips they're looking at. So important now in the American Hockey League. But impressive work by the Bears to get the 2 points yesterday. But this Providence team, again, they talked about them being so close to the skill level of what Hershey has. That's why we saw such a close matchup, and I wouldn't see it any other way for this one today.
They're a team with a lot of speed, and it's all about containing that speed in all three areas of the ice, especially through the neutral zone. Murphy talked about tracking back. That's exactly what you have to do against a speedy lineup.
Getting the Louis Peary Award for Coach of the Year, and he has taken Albany to some record numbers right now. They are going to be a very tough opponent for sure.
Yeah, we saw Albany in here a couple weeks ago at Giant Center, and they are really a force to be reckoned with coming out of the North Division. Really, you mentioned the quietest team, the best quietest team perhaps in the American Hockey League, where they fell short of Toronto, but really ran away with the second spot back in the North Division. It'll be interesting to see what they can do in the postseason, especially with the New Jersey Devils in the National Hockey League not making the Stanley Cup.
If that our third hot topic, since you're all decked out in black and orange, let's talk about the chances for those Philadelphia Flyers to make it.
Well, there are 2 spots and 3 teams remaining in the Eastern Conference. It's the Boston Bruins, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Philadelphia Flyers. For the Bruins and the Red Wings, game number 82 of the season is tomorrow for them. They will close out their season. For the Flyers, well, they still have control of their own destiny despite losing in overtime last night to the Toronto Maple Leafs. A game tomorrow against the Pittsburgh Penguins at home at the Wells Fargo Center, but also a makeup game on Sunday against the New York Islanders, and that's a makeup game from the blizzard of 2016. So if they win both those games, they are automatically in. If the Flyers lose one of those 2 games, they have to look for some out-of-town help.
We just titled it Flying in Circles. One day, you never know what you're going to get from that team this particular time of the year. One day they put up a big win, and then yesterday they fought against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it was a tough one for them right there. But again, with that extra game and that makeup, they do control their own destiny. That blizzard, of course, caused one of our games against our opponent here tonight to be made up back on February 10th, which we'll talk about a little later. Affiliate. And youngster by the name of Vitek Vanacek just seems to be making the news quite often lately.
Well, the South Carolina Stingrays, they were in Atlanta taking on the Gladiators. A 3-0 win for the Stingrays, but the story in this game clearly, Vitek Vanacek, his 4th shutout of the season. Boy, I cannot wait to see him in Hershey wearing chocolate and white.
He has been twice nominated and won a monthly award in the ECHL. He's also been named to the ECHL's all-rookie team, and we congratulate Vanacek. Yeah, it's another exciting goaltending prospect that we're looking for to run, winning 9 of their last 13 games.
And the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, again, if the season ends today, they would be in the postseason competing for the Calder Cup. Here's your overall record. The Bears 39-19, 5-7, 90 points. That's tops in the Atlantic Division, looking to extend their lead over Wilkes-Barre tonight before they come into town. Chris Bork, of course, leading the Bears and the American Hockey League in points at 73. Bridgeport 38-25, 4-3, fifth in the Atlantic. By virtue of the crossover, they would then go into the North Division and battle Albany. That's, of course, if the season ended today.
Ready to pounce. I mean, this entire team had a great week of practice, and I'm looking forward to the results here today.
It should be a great game. It should be a great weekend for the Hershey Bears, and it's really a great measuring stick game, I think, when you have worthy opponents coming in. Bridgeport, they're a playoff team, so it's not going to be an easy matchup at Giant Center tonight. It's a great test for the brand new season awaiting about 2 weeks from now. Yeah, absolutely. You have to be very opportunistic. It's one thing we talked about at the open of Game 1. You need to bury the chances you do receive against Casey DeSmith, and that's where the Penguins did beat us. They were opportunistic. You look at their first shot of the first period, the first shot of the second period, they both went in, and it was a 2-0 lead after 40 minutes, and they certainly felt very comfortable riding that 2-0 lead into the third period, where they eventually cashed in on the power play, hit an empty net goal shorthanded, 4-0 final for Wilkes-Barre Scranton.
It was a weird game. Championships are underway, but not a great start for Team USA today against Canada.
Getting underway today, Team USA losing to Team Canada 5-1. Canada, they are the defending gold medalists, the defending champions in the tournament this year. They're also the top seed. The United States entering this tournament, the number 5 seed. Keith Kincaid getting some time in net for Team USA. I think it's always great to see when you see the former American Hockey League goaltenders in such a huge position representing their country, but also it's a really good opportunity to get a look at some of the younger, more talented guys that will be headlining the upcoming draft in June. A guy like Austin Matthews, he's representing Team USA right now. He's projected to be the first overall draft pick. If he is, that was stellar night. And how about the Capitals' goals in this game? I almost said Bears goals because it's two former Hershey Bears, John Carlson and Jay Beagle again. What a playoff those guys have had so far, both Beagle and Carlson. But unfortunately for the Penguins, they get the winner. In overtime, it's Hornquist, a 3-2 winner. There you see Carlson's goal to tie things up. But in overtime, not long, did not have to wait very long. Hornquist beating Holtby to his left. Penguins win 3-2, and they lead the best of 7, 3-1. Capitals are in a must-win situation for their game tomorrow.
And that's exactly when it will be, tomorrow night at Verizon Center. South has been the name that we've attached as a nickname to Zach Sill.
And we've seen that out of a few players. Zach Sill, it's great to see his production against his former team. But how about Carter Camper? The playoff performance he has been putting on as well. Carter Camper, Jacob Verana leading the team in goals so far in the postseason. It's been fun to watch.
8 points way up front.
Defense all the way up front and work ethic. It's a Game 7. Home ice behind us. The arch rival, the best rivalry in the American Hockey League. There should be no reason why anyone would have a hard time getting up for this one.
You know, back in the Portland series, one of these hot topics as we get started on here, we talked about, you know, a lot of triple overtime games and games going beyond even 2 overtimes. We've got a lot of Game 7s to talk about, have we not? Let's begin our hot topics with that one here. This is not the only one that will be taking place. As we take a look at it, there'll be another one coming up tomorrow with Albany and Toronto. Can you believe the Albany Devils have forced a Game 7 against the league champions?
Yeah, a 4-1 win for the Devils yesterday, forcing a Game 7 against the Toronto Marlies. In that game yesterday, Connor Carrick, former Bear, he was a -3, but nonetheless still 5 goals, 8 assists in 10 games for the Toronto Marlies so far in the postseason. So Connor Carrick has been great, but don't overlook this Albany Devils team. They have a lot of players on that roster that spend a lot of time in the NHL, the New Jersey Devils this season. Blandisi is one, Scott Wedgwood in goal. It's a very high-powered lineup. St. Louis Blues and the San Jose Sharks a little bit disappointed. 2 Game 7 blowouts. and they're both primetime NBC sports games. I thought, really? Wait, we couldn't do anything better.
True. Yeah, the Kelly Cup playoffs were 1-game overtime games, actually, the way that those Game 7s were won. But yeah, I didn't think those were going to be blowouts in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's rare to see that in the Game 7s, but a lot of those going around here. So the one that's big focus is going to be happening here in about Toronto. Their Game 7 is coming up tomorrow, and the Bears split with both of these two teams in the regular season. In fact, it included a big road win against the champion Marlies.
Yeah, against the Toronto Marlies, a very big road win indeed up there. 5-3 was the final score of that game. It almost seems like ancient history ago, and we saw the Marlies once back here at Giant Center. I think that was the game we saw Ray Emery suit up and goal for the Marlies. He was signed to a quick PTO just as a fill-in. We're not going to see Ray Emery, of course, in the Calder Cup playoffs no matter what happens.
That's exactly right. Very good. That was a 6-2 win there. The Bears went up in their building, won 5-2. The road team lost in both games against Albany. So the Bears lost in overtime, and then the Bears came here and won against Albany. Came out of that game. Scoring chances were there. You just have to execute on them.
It's all about executing, and Murph makes a great point. Play aggressive, but play smart, and that's what it boils down to tonight.
And that is going to wrap up our opening face-off here. We'll come back in just a couple of minutes with the warm-ups. It's Game 2 of the Atlantic Division Finals. It is your Hershey Bears and the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Thanks to our sponsors, Capital Blue Cross, bringing us the Calder Cup playoffs all the way through, and the Thunder Sticks. We'll be making this place loud in just a little while. Warm-ups in 20, the puck drops at 7. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down.
And it says the referee, he did. Good save, 16:07 to go, scoreless in the first period.
And gentlemen, that's the second time this game for the Bears where we see them activating their D and making a run down low. We saw Madison Bowie do it not too long ago on that time as Tyler Lewington. So you're seeing the D very active and making those runs and looking to generate in close.
Face off down to the left in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton zone. It'll be Collins, Sill, and Ryan Bork on now. And as Troy Mann would predict, this line is due for a goal here.
Yeah, Riley Barber crashed through that crease before. The fans wanted a penalty on that, but I didn't see any penalties. He just kind of whistled through it. Jerry just kind of tripped up. He kind of tripped up on Jerry's pad.
Here we go with a face-off. Floats one from long range. Peters the handle. A face-off with 13:36 to go in the first goal. The first goal is so big, no matter when.
And what's the record if it's on your first shot on goal?
Yeah, that's impressive too. I like that. Yeah, 6-1 Penguins because of that power play in shots. Matt, the penalty kill's been great, and the defense steadily getting in zone here early.
Yeah, and for the Bears, it's really been all about the transition play between both blue lines. That's where the Penguins are bringing the majority of their pressure. So for the Bears, it's keeping their composure within the two blue lines.
Here is Chris Bork sending one off the Penguin stick, chipped in by Riley Barber. That's an offside at the Wilkes-Barre Scranton line with 12:26 to go in the first. One shot, one goal for the Bears. As Scully said, it came from Carter Kemper. And Matt, it came after a penalty kill. How big has this team been doing? It wasn't one shift, but about 3 shifts after a successful PK, they score again.
Well, controlling the momentum swings, and it's all coming by special teams on the penalty kill. That's where the Bears were able to gain their momentum, leading to that scoring chance.
Face off down the neutral zone, driven in by Lewington, slowed up by Will O'Neill, our player to watch. Here comes a 3-man forecheck, still with a big hit, moves it all the way down to Mulrat. This one kicked along to Jeffrey, over the right side, Sprock, back in front, redirection, saved by Peters on Jeffrey. Great stop off the arm as Chris Bork will send one off a Penguin and wide of the Penguin net. Great save there, might be Peters' best of the period, Matt.
And Bergdorfer lost his stick right in front of me near the red line, leading to that off-wing chance for the Penguins.
Here's a long feed for Kostopoulos. Lewington trying to get there in front of him. Up the stick of Gaisley. He dives and pokes it out of the zone. And Verana's going to get there and beat out the icing. And Jari can't play it. Great speed by Verana. And Stant will hold the long pass onside. Fires for the net. Stopped by Jari. Mitchell in the crease looking for the tip in. And what a play by Verana to beat the icing call, Matt. That was the speed we talked about pregame.
Well, I was just about to say, it's the speed that leads directly to an offensive zone scoring chance there, and it all goes back to work ethic, which we talked about at the top of the broadcast.
And a good stop job there, Scully, by Mitchie, going right to that paint, right?
Yeah, Garrett Mitchell goes right at it. Stanton grabs that puck at the line, and he's got to stretch out to stop it, but Garrett Mitchell, he loves to get at that.
Walker didn't like it, neither did the fans, but they'll do a face-off in the neutral zone. And so far, Matt, the ability of this team to protect against disaster has been very good.
Yeah, absolutely. You had a near disaster on the last play when the Penguins were breaking out into their offensive zone. It was a Hershey dumping attempt at the red line that caromed off Aaron Ness. He had his back turned, went the opposite direction, and the Penguins nearly had numbers, led to about 30 seconds of zone time.
Bears win another draw here, right in the gut, then throws a hit on him, and the Bears come back transitioning. Ness over now to Barber. To Kemper, shot, save.
Wilkes-Barre had too many men on the ice, dude. That's what the Hershey bench was yelling about.
Chris Bork is on it there. Good thing he got right back into the play. Camper with it the near side. Power play down to a minute. Out to the point for Bork. Over it goes. Wrist shot coming just wide. Oh, Camper ripped that one. Into the slot, clear that time. And boy, Bork is not happy going to the bench, is he?
No, absolutely not. That was a scoring chance that goes by the boards for the Penguins, looking to have the counterattack short-handed, had an extra man on the ice briefly.
But once again, that shot comes from Valley for the point. Rebound sits right out in front. So he's leaving him out there for us.
You got that right.
And certainly the battle is getting to the net. You have the Penguins defense very good at boxing out. They are a team that has a lot of size on the Bears. That'll be the challenge we see.
Bork has to hurry, and it comes out of the zone. Another penalty coming up on Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Ness took a slash.
Give it to him. Give it to him.
And the Bears do it. 54 seconds of 5-on-3 time coming.
That's
slashing.
That's the second slash douche against Ness, where the first one knocked the stick out of his hand. This one doesn't go unnoticed. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for the Bears for 54 seconds.
Yeah, when the Bears have the puck like that, you know what? You might as well just give it right back to them to touch it to get that face-off, get that more time on that extra advantage. He said, watch this. He just moves that pick right in front to make room for a shot from our D.
But gentlemen, you go back to last power play. The puck movement was so crisp from north to south. The Penguins were collapsing in deep, but the puck movement was so good back to the point. The point had a lot of room to generate time and space and then pump a shot towards the net.
Yeah, we caught a break there. We could have had a penalty.
Sport over the line, dish to the point. Ness has to play against Jeffrey, and he got it off Verana out to center. 15 seconds left. There's a whole bunch of room out there. You wouldn't know it, but here comes Camper tripped up. Got it to Sill. In front, shot. Score! Verana! It's a power play goal, and it's a 5-on-3. It's 2-0, and we're still 1:12 of 5-on-4 to go.
Well, in the first bit of the 5-on-3 advantage, the issue is the Bears, they simply weren't winning the 50-50 battles along the boards to keep the play alive. That time they do. The Penguins very aggressive with only 3 men on the ice, and the Bears turn it directly into an odd man rush the other way. Zach Sill across to Jacob Verana, and just like Game 3, Verana into a wide open net.
What a pass by Sill, Scully, and a 2-point period for Jacob Verana. Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, he takes that puck nice and deep, and it's a backhand right behind the sliding defenseman. And then right there, Verana just puts it away. But Zach Sill does the right thing. Instead of going around that net, he goes short side, dishes it in front for the put away.
1 minute, 12 seconds. Face-off coming up to the left of Jari. 25 seconds into period 2. Hershey in front, 2-0. Scott Stuccio, Frank Schofield. The man between the glass is Matt Trust here tonight. Certainly nowhere of the look of Pierre Maguire, as Ryan Stanton will find at left point. Out on goal. Peters flips this up and down through neutral ice. And now Ryan Bork's going to beat Alexi out for an icing call.
Oh.
What a speed play by Ryan Bork.
We don't need no whistles.
And he digs it free to Boyd. Up to the point, Bergdorfer. Now, here's Ness walking in. Tip save. Score! Aaron Ness puts it home. It's 3-0. Hershey!
Well, we have seen this before this game, where a hustle play to beat out an icing call leads directly to a scoring chance against Tristan Jarry. Ryan Bork with another tremendous hustle play to beat out an icing call. The puck goes on goal. Aaron Ness cleaning up loose change in front, and the Bears have 3 unanswered to start this game, making it 3-0.
Actually, Scully, I think you're right. It might be Travis Boyd's goal.
Yeah, it's going to be Boyd's goal. It gets tipped in front. Ness shovels it in from the corner. You see Boyd tips it right.
Oh, you're right, Scully.
He's going to tip it right in front and right in the net, but Ness does all the work to get it deep. And Boyder is right there to put it away. Here it is on the Jumbotron. There's the tip, there's the deflection, and it goes.
What do we say in pregame about the top line? If one of these guys scores, it's going to be a good thing for Hershey.
And that's
9:05 the time.
That's a big goal for the Bears. Wilkes-Barre wanted that next goal, but Hershey got it.
And now the Penguins get free. Here they come. Poke check, shot, St. Peters. Rebound stopped on the goal line. They score. It rolls in. Oh, the Penguins crash the crease, and they get one right back with 10:16 to go in the second period. Peters had the save, and it sat loose. But someone jammed it in a pile there, Matt.
Yeah, that appears to be Tom Kostopoulos coming in as the trailer, picking up the loose change. The Bears on the opposite side, looking for those second, third, and fourth chance opportunities, and the Penguins doing the same on an offensive rush of their own.
And they just neutralize that, negate that pass. There's the rebound. And then right in. That's just good hard work by the Penguins to just keep driving that net.
You're right, Kostopoulos gets that one. So the Penguins are on the board here.
And that's the fourth goal overall. And that's going to be Kostopoulos'. That's his fourth goal of the playoffs here.
9:44, the time of it.